Hello, everyone. This is Linda G. Robert, your Back in the Groove Again coach, helping you live your best life now so you can love what you do. Today in United States is Memorial Day, and I received an email from one of my favorite coaches, Rhonda Britten. And I'd like to read this email to you and wonder what your reaction is to this message that I received. She says, "Today is Memorial Day, Linda. I usually share about family members who have perished in service to our country, but not going to write about that today. And I think they're okay with that. Today, I'm going to share something I wrote in a post on Facebook about the recent mass murders at Robb Elementary. I hope you'll take a few minutes to read what poured out of me yesterday. The kids are not all right. The kids who played dead but are alive are not all right. The kids who were injured but did not die are not all right. The kids who hid wherever they could are not all right. The kids who weren't even at school that day are not all right. The kids in schools across Texas or anywhere else for that matter are not all right. I have not been a witness to a mass shooting. I've not been there when the kids left the school running for their lives. I've not been in their shoes. But I was a 14-year-old who watched her father murder her mother and then shoot himself in the driveway of our family home. And I was not all right for a very long time. I pretended I was. I told everyone I was. I faked my way through high school, convincing everyone that I was okay. I even graduated at the top of my class, but I wasn't. I had nightmares every night for 14 years, she says. Yes, 14 years. Every night my father would pull out a gun and fire at me over and over again. I tried to run, but he always caught me, always shot me. Some mornings I didn't know how to get out of bed with so many bullet holes lodged inside me. I tried to sleep with the light on to keep his ghost away, but it didn't stop the nightly visits. As I got older, I would drink enough to black out. It was a lousy cure, but it worked. When I went away to college, it was the first time no one knew about my past. No one gave me a weird look whenever I entered a room. No one avoided talking to me because of what happened. No one gave me one of those pity looks like poor Rhonda. I thought the weight of being that girl was gone for good. I thought it was a fresh start. But the problem was I may have been in a new city, but my trauma came with me, and so did the guilt. I felt guilty for not stopping my dad. I felt guilty that I didn't somehow magically see it coming. I felt guilty I didn't see the gun until it was too late. I felt guilty for not saving my mother. I felt guilty for being alive. And I believed with every ounce of my being that I didn't deserve to be happy. Not when my mother was dead, and I didn't do anything to stop it. Irrational thoughts to most, but they were perfectly sane to me. In college, everyone drank, so my drinking went unnoticed. With every gulp, the rage I had stuffed deep inside started seeping out. Suicide attempts and DUIs followed. I didn't know any other way to stop the feelings and thoughts that wreaked havoc on my day in and out. I was once again that girl who had a problem. When good, kind people told me I'd be all right, I'd smile and pretend to believe them, but I never did. I reasoned they could never understand how I felt because they didn't know what I went through. Even though I had loads of friends and was deemed popular, I felt isolated and locked inside a cage, not solely of my own making. People helped build my cage. Every time someone avoided me because they didn't know what to say, every time the police didn't take my father out of the house, every time they said, "You'll be okay," with a pat on the back, every time they acted like something was wrong with me, every time I was treated differently than anyone else, every time they didn't know how to listen, every time someone was murdered, Every time they said it wasn't the gun's fault. Every time the laws didn't change. Every time it made me feel like I was to blame as they twisted the facts and made my mother a statistic. Every time another bar was added to the cage. For decades, I didn't feel safe because people didn't know how to treat me or help me or stand for me, let alone even to talk. They would throw out some phrase like kids are resilient, and they then turned their backs again. The good news is that times have changed some. We now have therapists on site. Communities no longer shun you as mine did. There are victim support funds, and kids, hopefully, are told by the ones that love them that it's okay to be mad or cry or feel whatever they're feeling. That's all really, really good. Healing will begin sooner. The impact of that day will lessen. Laughter and love will return. But life will never be the same, not after what they've been through. And they will be re-traumatized by society's refusal to do what's necessary to keep them and others like them safe and in the future. Safe now and in the future. So no, the kids are not all right. Let's not pretend otherwise. And this is from Rhonda. And she did ask, if you're moved to share this, please do so. We all have a lot of healing ahead of us. So Rhonda is a very popular life coach, Rhonda Britten. I want you to check it out, and I'll also add information on her on my site to her beautiful courses that she offers. I'm wondering how this message has affected you. I know when I first read it, I got what she was saying, but when I was sharing this with a friend of mine, she says it goes so much deeper than changing the laws, than removing guns. It goes into a lot more than that. It is a societal issue. It is a cultural issue. And, if we are not kind, and if we're not loving beings to ourselves and to our neighbors and to our communities, how can we possibly expect anything to change? I live in Canada. We have shootings in Canada. My friend reminded me that we actually had a shooting maybe a month ago in the mall. It happens. It happens everywhere. So my message to you is to, be aware that it does happen. It does affect us all directly and sometimes indirectly. But through love and being kind, it is one way that we can help prevent these incidences from happening. This is Linda G. Robert. I am your Back in the Groove Again coach. I'm here to help you live your best life now so you can love what you do. And I'm here to help you get your groove back. And one of the ways to do that is to be loving. It's to be loving towards yourself and to be loving towards your neighbors, your friends, your family, your community. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. And if you do want more information on my services, do go to my website at lindagrobert.com. Have yourself a great day. Bye now.